Good evening YouTube. I've decided to make a video all about how to make your own e-liquid because I see so many people paying stupid amounts of money for these kind of premium e-liquids. Yeah, they're paying like $12.99 for like a 20ml bottle that's smaller even than this, and it's just ridiculous. I mean, I've never even tried them myself because I just don't see the point. I used to buy pre-made e-liquids and the flavours are alright, but when you make your own, you can make the flavour as strong as you want. You can have as many different flavours in as you like, and it's stupidly cheap. A few things you're going to need. Number one, I vape pure VG. You can get PG as well if you want to make it thinner for sub-tanks and stuff like that. Well, yeah, not sub-tanks, but like ego stuff. Now, this is the vegetable glycerin that I use. I get this from Lubrisol. It cost me £6 for a litre. So, you know, buy a bottle of that and it's going to last you absolutely ages. Next thing you're going to want is concentrates. You can get like loads of different companies you get concentrates from. This stuff I get from Vapors R Us. They do $2.99 for a 30ml bottle. You know, really cheap. You do have to mix it a little bit stronger. It's not as strong as some of the premium concentrates, but it's still really cheap. This I get from a place called Chef's Vapor. Now they're absolutely amazing. They've got flavours from every different flavour making company you can think of, and they do their own range as well. This is my ultimate favourite, lemon meringue pie from Capella, which that's what I'm going to show you. I'm going to mix it in a little bit. And the other thing you're going to want is your bottles. I use these unicorn bottles. That's a 30ml bottle, but it's still nice and thin. Good thing about them being thin is you can fit a lot more bottles in a small space. As you can see, I've got my rack up here. I can get loads and loads of juice into a very small space, and when you've got 69 flavours within like an arm's reach, you know, you don't want them cluttering up the whole room. One thing you've got to watch out for, I got these from Chef's Vapor. Now the necks of these bottles are really good, they're nice and wide, so you can fit a pipette into there, anything like that, no problem at all. These I got off of eBay, a company called Juice Cabin, and I think the guy obviously just bought loads of them and then realised that they were crap, and now he's selling them off cheap. I say you can get loads of these really cheap, but the problem is the neck on that. You see the difference? That's really small. You can't get a pipette into there, so it's a nightmare when you're making your own juice. The other thing you're going to want is nicotine. Like that, I got that from Liberty Flights, but there's loads of other companies that do it. I think I paid about £15, something like that, for I think it's a 100ml bottle, and that's 5.4% nicotine in VG, and it goes a long way. One bottle of that will last you ages. If you want to keep it fresh, keep it in your fridge, because nicotine does go off for a while, or even some people keep it in the freezer. With these new regulations coming in, it's going to be harder to get this stuff, so people are buying big bottles and keeping them in the freezer. But I don't think it's going to be a big problem. I don't think these regulations are going to affect people homebrewing too much. Right, so the first thing I want to do, get some nicotine into my bottle. Now I use an app called Vaping. Now you can put all your different ingredients into that, so you put in that what you're using is your base nicotine. That will tell you exactly how much nicotine you need for however much e-liquid you want to make. Now because I'm making 30ml, that's told me that I need 2ml in my bottle. So I've got my little pipette. It's got, I mean, this was like £1 on eBay. I think I bought a load of them, and that tells me like 1, 2, 3, 4ml. So just get it up to the right amount, and I'm going for 3mg nicotine strength, so 2ml is just about right for me. Squeeze that into my bottle. Job done. That's my nicotine sorted out. I'll leave the pipette in there because, as you can see, I've got my Lego stand for all the bottles I'm going to make. So I've got some new flavours today. So I'm just going to show you one now, but I've got a lot more I'm going to be making up later. And then we've got your concentrate. First time I open this, it's a new version of the flavour, but I believe it's just as good as the original. Amazing. Now, I tend to mix this. You can mix around about, some flavours you mix at 5%, others are a little bit stronger, mix at 10%, and some people, if you like it really strong, you mix at 20%. I'm a bit of a flavour junkie, so I mix at 20%. Now, 20% is basically a fifth of a bottle. You know, if you know your fractions and your percentages, you're just looking for about a fifth of a bottle. So I just squeeze that up till roughly a fifth of a bottle, and that's done. The next thing you want is your nicotine. Now, you can buy nicotine in smaller bottles that come with a squeezy top like the concentrates, and they're much easier to use, but it's much cheaper to buy it in bulk like this. Now, one thing to get this from here into the bottle, what I tend to use is a nice big pipette. These you get on eBay, you get like five for a pound, get 10 for a couple of quid, something like that. They're really cheap. But these are nice and long, and they go into the bottle all the way down. one thing you've got to watch is just get the very tip of the pipette into the juice, because if you dip the juice right in, it all ends up, if you dip the pipette right in, it all ends up on the side of the pipette, and then it starts to go everywhere. And then that's it, just use the pipette to fill it up. And this is a 10ml pipette, so if you fill the pipette right up, it will hold 10 ml at a time. So 3 full ones of these should just about fill it up. And one thing to watch as well, if you're making YouTube videos, is make sure you've got a way to stop your cat getting right in your face. Unfortunately, cats and making videos don't particularly mix, especially when you've got a cat who's got no respect for personal space. But yeah, this is the boring bit, just watching me fill this up. But like I say, in terms of flavours, there are so many flavours you can choose from. And all the premium juices, like you've got Elements and people like that, they've all got these funny names for their juices because they don't really want people to know what's in them. But if you go online, you can find clone recipes for pretty much every really well-known juice, all the ones that people are raving about and paying big money for. You know, there's recipes for all of them out there, and you don't need to be a genius to work out how to add a few flavours together. And I looked at some of the numbers before I did this, and this little 30ml bottle that I'm making right now, including all the nicotine and the concentrates, it's cost me about £1.40. Now, £1.40 for 30ml of a flavour that you've made yourself to your own specifications, with flavours that you like, to the strength you like, you know, you can't really argue with that. Another thing to have on hand when you're mixing juice is a bit of kitchen towel, because no matter how hard you try, you're always going to get a little bit of glycerin somewhere. And that's it, that's my juice made up. Next thing to do, just give it a big old shake, and quite a lot of flavours you can vape straight away and they'll taste great straight away, but there's another thing you can do called steeping. Now what it is, some of these flavours, obviously they come dissolved in propylene glycol or vegetable glycerin, and they use alcohol to get them into the flavours. Now if you leave the lid off overnight, what it does is the alcohol that's in the flavouring evaporates away, which causes the flavouring to mix more into the juice. And then best thing to do is sort of leave the lid off for about 24 hours and then put the lid back on the next day. And what you'll find is the longer you leave it, some flavours you leave them for a month and they'll taste better and better each time. Other flavours, within a couple of days, they start tasting better and better. I tend to vape straight away because I make up so many different flavours that by the time I get to the bottom of the bottle, they've been steeping for about a month anyway, so the flavours just get better and better as they go on. And that's about all there is. You know, that's all there is to it. Some good sites you can go to. Obviously, Lubrasol is brilliant for getting your vegetable glycerin from. They also do propylene glycol if you're that way inclined. And we've got Vapors R Us, really cheap for flavours, but go on the forums, ask people which flavours are good and which are bad, and it's all personal taste. What tastes absolute shit to one person might taste amazing to you. Chef's Vapor, their own brands are really good. And another good thing about Chef's Vapor, this is their nice custard cream concentrate, which I've not tried yet myself, but I've heard good things about it. But one thing they do tend to do is on the bottle, you won't be able to see it from there, but it says mixed 20 to 30%. So they're actually telling you what concentrates this juice tastes good at. So you haven't got to do any trial and error. Like if you've got a juice that you've not tried before, you can mix a 10% bottle first and see how that tastes. If it's not strong enough, just add a bit more. If it's too strong, just add a bit more VG. Simple as that. But Chef's Vapor are really nice like that. They let you know how strong their concentrate is so that you can mix it. And that's about all there is to it. So next time you're thinking about buying a premium juice, you know, when you're going to spend $12.99, just think you can buy, you know, 3 or 4 different flavours from that and a big bottle of VG, and you'll be vaping for weeks and weeks and weeks on that.